I was recently contacted by the company HVO, which makes various fitness equipment, with the hopes of me possibly reviewing some of their equipment. After some discussion, we settled on the leg curl and extension machine because this is something that I would actually use as someone who enjoys leg day. Again, this product was sent to me by HVO for free, but I explained to them that this is going to be an unbiased review with me expressing my own personal opinions. And with that said, let's get started. First, in terms of packaging, everything arrived in one cardboard box. All the parts were bubble wrapped and mine arrived largely unscathed, with only one part really having some noticeable scratches. Installation of this machine is relatively straightforward as most of the parts are already pre-assembled and everything is put together with only a few bolts. The bolts are also well labeled, so you can get the entire thing put together relatively quickly. As far as the machine itself, I'll throw up a graphic that HVO has in their listing that shows all the measurements. And here's the machine sitting on a 4x6 sheet of horse stall mat. As you can see, it's relatively compact and is a good bit smaller than a single mat. This is partly why I wanted this machine. It doesn't take up too much space, and I felt that it was worth giving up that small amount of space in my single car garage for the benefits that I could possibly get. In terms of use, I've only put a few workouts in on this machine, but I would say that overall my experience has been good. I do want to point out that you can use this machine sitting up or lying down, depending on how you set up the pads. I personally only use this machine sitting up to save some extra floor space, and the only reason to really make the pads lay down is to do lying leg curls. But with the 24 position sundial, you can basically achieve the same thing sitting up. Laying down versus sitting up will hit slightly different muscle groups, and you can look that up for yourself, but for my personal uses, it's close enough. I'd rather just save the floor space. Speaking of adjustments, this machine does offer a few different options. The back pad itself goes back and forth, up and down. The seat pad's angle can be adjusted. The thigh roller can go up and down, and you have two sundials to adjust the leg positions. With the larger sundial, I really appreciate that they added position numbers here because I do adjust this multiple times to change between leg curl and leg extensions during a workout. There are no position numbers on the smaller sundial, but this isn't too much of a problem for me because I keep it in one place all the time for everything, so it never really gets adjusted. I can't see that this would be annoying if you're working out with multiple people or you're just constantly having to change it all the time because there's really no way to know which position is which. Overall, there's a lot of adjustability with this machine, and I think most people are going to be able to make it work for them. As far as the pads, I really have no complaints here. They are both 2 inches thick and offer adequate stiffness but are not uncomfortable. Now let's talk about actually using this machine. I personally only wanted this machine for doing seated leg curls and extensions, so I have the most experience there. For these exercises, I think this machine does a great job once you get your proper positions dialed in. I haven't used a similar machine since I worked out at a commercial gym years ago, so I don't have a good frame of reference, but man, I'm so surprised that I can get such a good pump and burn from just one 45-pound plate. It can actually get pretty difficult when you're doing a lot of reps on this machine, and with that in mind, I think this machine would be beneficial for those who don't own a lot of plates because you really don't need it. In terms of versatility, you technically can do quite a few different exercises with this machine. But some of the more practical options are highlighted by HVO, and I think that this machine is more viable for those exercises. For example, you can position the leg rollers to sit above your thighs and do calf raises. This machine actually turned out to be quite functional for this, and I can recommend it. Then for those who like to do split squats, again the leg rollers can be easily positioned so that you have a place to rest your foot. I really wish that I got this machine sooner because I spent hundreds of dollars on a pair of Rogue leg rollers that attached to my rack, and I much more prefer to use the HVO leg roller because it's already there and there's really no setup time. Again, and overall, I would say that this is a good machine, but it's not all perfect. There are a few minor things that I think can be updated. First, with this little square tube, this is used as a storage location for your thigh rollers. What I don't like is that when in use, it's just metal on metal contact. Over time, the black paint is going to get destroyed, and I think this area is going to be more prone to rusting. I say this because my machine already shows signs of rusting internally. This is not something exclusive to this particular product, but really any gym equipment that's imported can show signs of rust because it's just sitting on a container for potentially months at a time, traveling over the ocean. Then when it comes to America, it sits in a warehouse for potentially, who knows how long. So I'm not necessarily knocking HVO for this. I'm just saying that if this area gets scratched up due to the metal on metal contact, it may start to develop some rust. My next complaint is with the selector pin for the smaller sundial. For some reason, when some weight is added and the machine is in use, this pin constantly makes a popping noise. It's something that I've personally gotten used to, but is an annoyance nevertheless. Lastly, if you look at the handles that are attached to the back pad, you can see that they are angled weirdly. This is because the circular couplings that they are attached to are welded on unevenly, and this is one of those fit and finish things that really separates products. Aside from looking weird, I also don't like how these handles are just held in place by a small bolt that loosens very easily under use. From my experience, it's basically impossible to tighten these handles down and not have them wiggle out of place over time. This should definitely be addressed, but luckily for me, I never use this machine lying down, so I never have to worry about this. And that's the HVO leg curl and leg extension machine in a nutshell. For under $400, I think that this is a good buy. It offers a good amount of versatility for those who want a multi-purpose machine, but is also very good at what it's primarily designed to do, and that's leg curl and leg extensions. I hope this video has helped you out. If it did, I'd appreciate if you can give the video a thumbs up, share it around, comment down below with any thoughts or questions that you may have. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more content. And if you want to further support my work, consider hitting the join button down below to become a member of this channel or become a patron on Patreon. Thanks a lot for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.